Hello YouTube and welcome back to Lonely Riders channel, and today we have a new addition to the family. This is a 2007 GSX-R1000. So there's actually a neat little story behind this bike for me. Basically, back when this bike first came out in 2007, I saw one brand new at a local dealership, this exact color, and I fell in love with it. In the end, I ended up not buying that bike, and I could kick myself for it ever since. 16 years later, I finally found one with all of the original plastics in pristine condition, which is highly unusual because most of them have been destroyed. I drove to the dealership and I promptly bought it on the spot. This is a beautiful bike. It's also the most powerful bike that I've ever owned. I actually haven't had the chance to ride it yet. I just loaded it up into the back of the truck and brought it home. They wouldn't let me take it for a test drive. I just puttered around the parking lot with it, but I haven't really taken it for a ride. So you guys are actually going to come along with me on its very first maiden voyage, the first time I've ever ridden this bike. And for those of you who are concerned, don't worry, I still have the Z1000 and I'm still planning to keep it for at least another year yet. I still have a few more videos I want to make with it, but eventually I probably am going to sell it some point down the road, and then this is just going to be my only motorcycle. But for now, I still have both of them. And don't get me wrong, this Z1000 is an amazing bike. I've had it for 6 years. I loved it. It's a fun bike. It is just a blast to hop on and ride. But this has always been my dream bike. This was my unicorn. All right, let's take it for a ride. First impressions, the bike handles amazing. It's very smooth, but I gotta tell you, that exhaust has got to go. The exhaust is wicked loud. I mean, I thought the Z1000 was loud. This thing is loud, like too loud. So that's definitely going to change. This bike is amazing. I mean, the Z1000 is a quick bike. It's fast, it's powerful. You know, it has, about 145 horsepower. It'll move, but this thing's pushing 185 at the crank. At high speed with the ram air, you're talking around 190. Once you put the power commander on it and tweak it all up, you're going to be pushing close to 200 horsepower. This thing is just a monstrosity. This thing is just crazy fast. Didn't have any extra mounts on hand, so I don't have my second camera, so unfortunately you're only going to get one view this time. Okay, as you can see, we are in A mode, so yeah. Wow. Like I said, I've had fast bikes before, but this thing, I'm going to get used to it a little bit before I start to really wind it up to 14,000. I'm not going that high until I really get a feel for the bike and get a feel for the power delivery. Definitely way more top end, of course, than the Z, because the Z is a naked. This is super sports. As you guys can tell, I'm taking it easy on this thing. If you're expecting me to do something crazy, that's not going to happen right now. I'm just trying to get a feel for it, trying to get a feel for a power. I just jumped up 40 horsepower from what I'm used to, so just give me a moment. It's pretty nimble. Believe it or not, it actually feels heavier than the Z, even though technically I think the Z actually has more weight, because the Z is actually a steel frame. This is obviously aluminum frame. But it feels a little bit heavier, but it could also just because the weight balance might be a little bit higher than the Z. As far as the handling, it's very maneuverable. I mean, it's very flickable. I like it. It's pretty awesome, and it just looks amazing. I mean, that orange. Look at that orange. Look at the orange. It's just amazing. I love this bike. I should have bought this thing 16 years ago. That exhaust has got to go. That is way too loud. We're going to tune it up. Don't you worry. We're going to fix this thing up right. Yeah, I can feel it hesitating. It's hesitating a little bit in the bottom. Needs a power commander for sure. Just wish it was warmer out today. It's pretty chilly. I'm pretty cold. Did you hear that right there? Right there? It's hesitating right there. As it is right now, yeah, it's not running right. You can tell the bike is hesitating until you get to about 11 grand. So yeah, we got some work to do, but don't worry. We'll get it figured out, we'll get our stuff on it, we'll get it tuned up this year, and we'll get it running good. So, after the initial test ride, I have concluded that this thing is in desperate need of tuning and a proper exhaust. I don't even know what this is. This doesn't have any markings on it. If I had to guess, I would say it's a Jardine or something, but I don't think it is a Jardine. But anyway, it sounds awful, runs awful, so we're gonna have to fix that. And then, of course, put a power commander on it and tune this thing up right. Right now, it's definitely not running quite right. Anything below about 4 grand is running really choppy and misfiring. It also pops and backfires on decel like something awful, which is a clear sign that they did not put smog plates on over top the reed valves, so we're going to fix that too. So again, we're going to do everything to it. We're going to tune it up, get it running good, and then it should be a pretty bad machine. Catch you guys later.